Hello everybody, welcome back to another session of Rise of the Ordning. I hope y'all are doing well tonight. If you are hanging out here in chat, remember to do !point bingo for your bingo card. And if you're following along with us on YouTube, if you want to come hang out with us on Wednesdays, you are more than welcome to. And if you are in Twitch and need to dip at any point, feel free to make sure to go check out the session on YouTube on Saturday. So, with that, we are going to dive on in pretty quickly here. Last we left off, the group continued their quest for giant relics to bring to the Oracle in the Eye of the Allfather. Having successfully pillaged Raven Rock, they barely managed to escape the pursuing barbarians with their first two artifacts. Stumbling upon the shell of an inn, they discovered Orok, a young barbarian boy who had fled his abusive tribe. Debating a lot, the group decided to travel with him until they could find him a safer home, as fighting giants was no place for a preteen. Shortly thereafter, the Raven tribe caught up with them, aggressive with the thievery of their sacred site. After trying to reason with them and talk, they were met with only brutal combat and Nyx going unconscious. The group fought more intently, especially with the sound of incoming werewolves. After the shaman and who was also their leader died, the remaining Raven clan fled, only for the group to be onset by the pursuing werewolves. Luckily, this barbarian tribe, the Great Wolf tribe, seemed more open to conversation. Komori learned that the majority of the barbarian tribes had been experimented on or created to have animalistic tendencies, and the group drew connection that the necromancer that Tazira had seen was likely a culprit, and that there was likely some giant influence in the background as well. The Great Wolf tribe agreed to take in Orok, and the boy said goodbye to you all. Luckily, the next few days of travel fly by very easily as you patch up your wounds and continue following your map to Morgur's Mound. As you crest over a couple days later, the rolling hills, you witness a very interesting valley that can be none other than what you are looking for. Nestled between the hills is a large mound shaped like long-necked, wingless dragon with huge bones jutting from the head down the back. Enormous cairns encircle the mound out to a range of a quarter mile. However, it is evident that there are several dig sites left by previous looters and treasure hunters. And with that, I will show you what this area looks like.
Ooh.
Yes, this area is pretty cool.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are coming on at about midday. It looks rather quiet. You don't see any other excavators here, but it does not look like this place had... And actually, I think that the Great Wolf Clan had told you that there weren't... this tribe wasn't around anymore. And so, pretty much, this is a dead burial site. Funny. Ironic, I know. But there's a whole bunch of different excavations throughout the area, and it seems that there's other people that have been here before you, so you're not positive if the artifact is even still here. How would you like to proceed to find it?
Alrighty, do we want to go about this the same way?
I mean, I suppose it's worth a shot, but I don't think it... At the same time, I'm not sure it'd really be the... Probably go the same way twice, you know?
I'm sorry, I'm still cracking up on just bones.
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 Dry bones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what is the verdict? How are you going about discovering things here?
I mean, I can definitely ritual cast detect magic as many times as need be and start walking around.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead and do so, and show me the areas you are checking out first. So, location in this one is going to be very important, considering the fact that this is huge. And give me a perception check, everybody who would like to.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Love-
GM.
Okay, beautiful. Look at that. 11, 12, 13, 15. Oh, that was almost cool.
Beans.
So as you guys are walking around, it's pretty obvious that there's no, like, obvious altars here. So there's all of these various, like, burial rock areas, like these little cairns right here, and these go on for, like, a quarter mile off away from this main structure. It looks
Yeah.
like all of the digging is kind of on the main structure. There's not digging anywhere else from other people. So with that being said, that's kind of the things that you notice is that there's not, like, an obvious area where this giant artifact would be. So, where would you guys like to start with? Time is on your hand. So, you have as much time as you need here unless something happens. And so, where would you like to start? And we'll just keep in mind that you can ritual cast Detect Magic.
Do any of you have anywhere that you particularly want to start?
What?
I always start at the head.
Alrighty, let's start at the head.
Okay.
Alright, I was gonna
Honestly,
say,
not a bad spot to look.
yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not like it
suggest,
can be in the ass.
I was gonna suggest that we don't look where the excavation spots are, because I would presume that they wouldn't be there.
I'm interested rather in the bones, so maybe focus on the spine and then fan out further after that.
Sounds good to me.
You know what? That's fair.
Okay. So if you're starting off here, you guys begin to walk. Oh, are you like actually on top of the head, or are you walking around?
What does Nyx want to do?
Nyx will go right on top of the head.
Okay. Beautiful. So as you are walking along the top of the head, and it's pretty interesting, it does kind of like, if you look down here at this bottom map, it does kind of dip down for a little bit and then go back up kind of along the spine of whatever this creature is supposed to represent. And about here-ish, you get a ping of a magic item quite a bit underneath.
Let's start digging.
Okay, go ahead, roll me an intelligence check, just to see how long this is going to take, and you can use advantage because you have Detect Magic.
I don't need it.
Okay, fine. So you guys dig using mold earth, is anybody assisting to Zyra, or are you just, like, letting her magic do the work?
Look, even though Desir's magic can obviously do the work and everything, I do want to help out by, like, being able to, like, basically where it's just like, if there's one, like, arm in one, my arm is in the other. If that makes sense. Where it's just like, shovel in, shovel out, shovel in, shovel out, and then just be the opposite of that, if that makes sense.
Perfect. Sly, what were you saying?
Oh, I was saying, stay out of the way for Ravasi.
Totally fair. Okay, so with that being said, you dig. It takes you, at this point, kind of the scouting around, climbing to the top, because again, these are like 10-ish feet, like, ledges. So it takes a bit of boosting and dropping a rope to kind of climb to the top of it. But it was very satisfying to climb to the top of it. Honestly, Gremlin Brain says also climb to the top of it. But you managed to dig down, and it's a little bit further than you thought it was to Zyra. And things shift a bit as you're digging. But after a little bit, you do unearth what appears to be a kind of large emerald. It takes you a little while to find it because it's small. Definitely not the giant artifact. Let me see. What did I tell you guys were looking for here? I promptly forgot.
What, legendary
spear
item?
tip.
A tooth, I think? Or was it a spear tip?
This is Morgur's, right?
Yes.
Spear tip.
Wow, Shorty's taking notes.
It is in the Discord.
Wow, Zari's taking notes for you guys. Okay. So, this is decidedly not a spear tip, but you have seemed to find some sort of magic artifact.
Ooh, I'll have to spy on it. I'm interested.
Yeah, definitely. So this is, if you take a moment, let me find the loot channel. I lost it. It's lost to the abyss. There it is. This is a elemental gem.
Ooh.
Tasty.
Well, it's not what we were looking for. But you could summon a water elemental out of this thing.
Interesting.
But once you do that, it's just a normal gem.
Still looks nice.
Anybody want it?
Sure.
Ow, that's-
I can hold on to it for now, I suppose.
Beautiful. I will broom my way back up and place it in Rabasi's hands.
Lovely. You guys have dug here. Oh, just kidding. It's not letting me freehand. Here. Okay, at this point it's been about, let's say, 4-ish hours. Where would you like to go next and look?
Keep going down the spine.
Okay. Casting Detect Magic again, you continue down the spine, and kind of, you get a ping over here, and then you, yeah, that's what you would notice, because this is a lot of feet apart. So you get a ping over here first.
Beautiful.
So once again, you're going to need to make an intelligence check. You do have guidance from the chat, and you do have advantage.
Oh, yippee.
Ooh.
22.
Oh, good. Okay. So, with that, again, it's another couple hours of digging. At this point, the sun is starting to set, and it's starting to get kind of cold and crisp out. It's decidedly autumn here, but after a bit here, you do manage to unearth, what is definitely not a spear tip. It seems to be some sort of jug.
No, at this rate, we're gonna get every other kind of artifact around here.
Apparently, I do love. I'm assuming I'm a wizard. I know an alchemy jug when I see one, right?
Absolutely, you do.
I could pull some weird shit with this. Are y'all cool with me having this?
Why wouldn't we?
I don't know. Do you guys seem like the type to perhaps want to create wine or beer on command?
Oh, I would love a glass of wine, but like, I'm certain you'd let me have some, so.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that doesn't sound bad, actually.
You can also create 2 gallons of mayonnaise, and Desira will beam up at you from the hole.
Why would you do that?
You know, at this point, that's one of the least weird things she's said.
You two are not creative enough. There's so many things you can do with 2 gallons of mayonnaise.
I have
Does anyone need that much mayo?
To ick people out. Mayonnaise is disgusting.
Well, not a spear, but it is useful at least.
So at this point, it is definitely decidedly sunset, so it is pretty late at night. Would you like to keep going, or would you like to camp for the evening? You're noticing that the items are pretty buried, so it's taking you like a good 2-ish hours to dig them up.
Yeah.
So it's about like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So you can push into the evening and see what you find, or you could camp.
I
mean,
mean,
I can keep going if you guys want to, but
maybe instead we could maybe just hunt around a little bit more and find a couple of spots so we know where to look tomorrow.
We can mark them and then just start early in the morning.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not sure how much use I'd be, but I could certainly try. I could have, DM, could I have my unseen servant? Would that be useful?
Not really, because, I mean, your unseen servant can't really dig.
Yeah, it has a strength of 2.
And, it also has no way to detect magic. So, like, even if you told it to dig a hole while you guys were sleeping, it would not get anywhere. So,
I figured.
I don't know how helpful it would be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I also just checked, it has a strength of 2.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Let's find as many as we can, then go to sleep and dig in the morning.
Sounds great.
I think it's fair.
Okay. So you had just finished digging up about here. So, hold on, let me just check to see where I actually put this thing. Okay. So, it takes you a good another couple of minutes to kind of poke around and find the next, like, little ping. But it seems to show up about right here. You honestly kind of just walk across the top and you're like, oh, there's another one.
I will mark that and then keep going.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Uh-oh.
Oh, lordy.
I'm sure everything's perfectly fine.
Great cleric roll.
It's a beautiful cleric roll. You comb around for the next hour or two, around, like, all around the sides and all the way through, and you're pretty confident that there's no other magical pings.
Alrighty, we'll start on that one in the morning and then keep sweeping outwards after that.
Sounds great.
Beautiful.
Okay, so with that, it's relatively easy to set up camp, and get things going. You feel pretty safe enough to light a fire, so you do so, and cook like a delicious stew, etc., and end up camping for the night. I just assume that you guys have a watch system going, but if there's any conversations that you wish to have, or anything that you wish to do before we move on to the morning?
I'm chill.
As am I.
Me too.
And Dee Dee.
Okay. Throughout the night, you do hear the occasional animal. You hear a hawk kind of going at one point. And it, like, low-key wakes up Komori, who's like, fuck, there's a raven. And then you're like, nope, that's definitely not a raven. We're good. But you manage to make it to the morning, and it's about, like, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock when the sun kind of crests over the hill and wakes you up.
Ugh.
Morning.
Early in the morning.
Does your new jug make coffee, or is that a different magic item?
Let me double check what all it makes. It doesn't make coffee, but I can
Allow it to make coffee, DM.
No.
Damn it.
Ah, darn. Let's see. Okay, I probably still have the empty bottle from whenever I used the teleportation wine, right?
Yes. Oh no, you have one more use of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, okay, beautiful. Do any of you have an empty bottle?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, sure. Someone produces an empty flask.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour out 8 ounces of acid.
What do we need this for?
Acid can be used for many things.
Yeah, I know that, but like specifically, do you have something in mind?
Not yet.
Gotcha.
This is kind of just in case. If I am up against a wall and I cannot use my magic, I am throwing acid in somebody's face.
I see.
I mean, it works.
Huh? Alrighty then. I'd offer to help digging, but I actively get more in the way. So, I will play a jaunty little tune for you all. And he's gonna start playing a work song.
Heck yeah. Oh, alrighty. So you guys continue to dig this morning at your new spot. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check, again with advantage.
And I will guidance myself as well.
I was gonna say I can pass along a little. Yeah, I'm gonna with my singing and work song. Can that be a bardic inspiration?
Absolutely, it can.
Roll that D6, baby. Every little bit helps. Okay.
So what happens is you know that the magic item is in this area, but you're struggling to find it. So either it's like it's a little bit further in, or you're just not quite digging in the right area. It takes you a good 2 to 3 hours. Komori's getting exhausted, and then you have to kind of recheck. You take a little bit of a breather, you recheck where the item is, and it takes you another good 2 hours to dig it up. You were kind of digging in the wrong spot. You find that there was a stone that was kind of deflecting the magic a bit, and it annoys you, but finally, after a good 6 hours of digging, this time, you manage to unearth what appears to be a spear tip.
Finally!
It took a bit, but we got there.
Indeed.
Exhausted and covered in dirt, as soon as you kind of pull it out and are taking a look at it, the ground begins to tremble and shake. Everybody roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
I don't think I have advantage because I technically can't see it.
Nope, you cannot see it.
Still not bad.
Okay. Tazira, you're kind of holding it high up on one of the higher levels, and you fall, but Komori was right below you, and she kind of catches you. However, you still kind of are prone. Komori manages to break your fall, so you don't take any damage, but you are definitely prone. And Ravasi, you stabilize yourself, but Nyx, you fall a little embarrassingly flat on your ass. So the both of you are prone as, these kind of skeletal maws begin to break through the ground, and you watch as these skeletal creatures begin to crawl their way out, similar bone-like structures sticking up through the back of the spine, much like the giant mound that you have been unearthing, as these creatures seem to be upset that you have disturbed something. With that, I direct your attention to this brand new map. You can position your
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs!
You can position yourselves, kind of, you were digging right here.
Awesome. It was taking a while for it to load in, so it was just dinosaurs on fuzziness, and I was like, this is not a normal Zari map, and then I was like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Dino DNA.
Okay, and with that, let me pop our initiative tracker up. There we are. And if everybody could please roll me some initiatives.
Perchance.
Nope.
Just maybe.
As one does.
Oh, beans. Hold on.
I was having some troubles. Are you guys on the token map? Aw, nope. Why can't I click these tokens?
Are they on the map?
Oh,
Player?
no, I was on the little hand.
Curses.
Yeah.
I understand.
I was
Trauma.
like, why can't I click these tokens? Okay,
Oh my gosh.
with that being said, these creatures are continuing to claw their way out of the ground as they are turning and looking at you. And Tazira, you're holding this spear tip, which is like the size of essentially your forearm. So it's huge. Nyx, you just fell on your ass. What would you like to do?
Are we just running away? This seems like a silly fight since we have what we want. And Nyx will cast darkness over everyone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 15-foot?
Where is it? Yeah, 15-foot radius.
Okay.
Well, I'm actually gonna put it not over me. I'll probably put it like over here to block the view.
Okay. So like here, nope, here-ish.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Are you moving or are you staying there?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my own advice and run away.
Okay, Ravasi, what would you like to do?
I can see over, right?
Yeah, you're like a good 10-ish feet up in the air. You might need to take a step to the side, but you can kind of see over as the clip comes down.
Okay, then I would like to... I know what I want to do, I just need to see if how effective it will be. Are you... Can I see both of these two right here?
I would think so.
Cool. I am going to cast a command on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be it's a 3rd level, so I can do up to 3. But I'm going to command flee.
Okay.
Hopefully give people a little more
Time.
yeah.
Okay, so they need to make a wisdom save. That is 1, 2.
Buckle my shoes.
Okay,
DC
this
6.
one does save. This one... Nope, come on. This one does save. Oh no! Our darkness circle. It was like right here. Perfect. The one on the right does save. The one on the bottom does not.
I will be silvering barbsing the one that does save.
Okay, he will re-roll.
I think it says I need to give advantage.
I made it just with a 16.
Damn. Dang it, I have to be able to see someone. Can I technically see Komori, DM?
Yes, I will say you can see Komori's
Okay, I
butt.
will I will give Komori advantage and say, head back this way, and then I'll also go. How do you do
Understood.
how do you do the fancy thing where you can like I don't
You start moving. Yeah, you click with your right mouse.
Okay.
Hold with your left mouse and click with your right.
I told you I don't understand. Anyway, I'm here. That's
Okay.
30 feet.
Sounds good.
And that will be my turn.
Okay, first we are going to resolve this. This guy is going to flee. Nope, he's stuck on me. But he is going to flee 30 feet this way. It's not working. Everything's broken.
So it's like away from. Yeah, there we go.
And then this one seems to very directly charge headlong into the darkness.
I think I know who they're going for.
Uses the dash action, but can't get much further. Does this one have... They do have reach with that. To Zyra, through the darkness, you feel something coming towards you. However, it is at disadvantage. Ooh, I'm not whispering. That would have been awkward. Oh, no, I am whispering. It's fine. Except nothing's working. It's fine. I'll just roll it twice. That is a 16 to hit you.
Shielding.
Okay, you shield Komori. You see just like a little shower of sparks and feel Tzyra kind of bump back into you.
Oh. You
So
alright?
where do we get out of here?
Well, fair enough.
Okay, that is their turn. Tzyra, what would you like to do?
Okie dokie, I am going to spend half my movement to get up from the ground and then get on my broom.
Okay.
Komori, do you want on the broom too?
You know
Are
what?
you
If it's gonna get us the hell out, yeah, we might as well.
Alright, get on. And I will hold my action to GTFO and dash on the broom once Komori is on.
Okay, if you choose to dash, you will take attacks of opportunity.
I'm going to hope and pray that I can shield any attacks.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Komori, it's your turn. Do you hop on?
I'm gonna hop on. DM, would I be able to do it so any AOOs that might happen, I can take instead?
Do you mean AoEs?
Well, AOO for attack of opportunity.
Oh, I've never heard it called that. I don't know why my brain
Same.
was struggling.
It's okay.
I guess. Yeah, Tzyra's small. If you want to use, like, if you want to shield her with your body, yeah, sure, I'll allow
Yes. I would love to.
that. Okay.
You would
Sounds
have me.
good. They are both going to take an attack. They are at disadvantage, both at you, Komori.
Okay.
The first one is a 13. And the second one was a 12.
That's a miss.
Okay.
We
So-
shoot 6 feet ahead.
Okay,
So-
I made a huge map, and you're going off my map.
We said, yeah, no, Shorty's right. Let's just not fight.
Okay,
Yep.
so essentially what's going to happen, and you guys can pick up on this, we're just gonna play it smart. They are pursuing you. So your options are to somehow outrun these creatures, but it's pretty obvious that they are drawn relentlessly to the artifact that you have procured.
We are going to have to kill.
So is there a way that you would like to try to kill them as they
Yeah.
are pursuing you?
DM, I cast Fireball.
So we will remain in initiative. The map is going to kind of be inconsequential. They're going to be pursuing in a straight line, so they will kind of remain in this square. But if you guys want to try to pick them off, I think all of you are far enough away that with their 30 feet, unless you, yeah, we're gonna just have to keep track. So right now, you guys are all 60 feet away. We're gonna kind of theater of the mind this. You can either choose to dash, or you can stop and action something, but they may reach you.
Question, they're coming after the spear, right?
Yes.
How big are these guys?
They are huge. They're pretty big.
Theoretically, I can just fly above them and gather them all into an area.
Theoretically, you could. Yeah, if you want to communicate that plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's try and get them bunched up. It seems they're coming after me, and I don't think they can fly, so...
That's actually a really smart plan. You know what? Honestly, with that, that's kind of a way to choose the combat. It's going to take quite a few spells and Eldritch Blasts to take them out, but, they're not paying attention. It's very evident to see that they're not paying attention to anybody else. They don't care that they're taking damage. They're just trying to get to it. So the fact that you have a broom is coming in clutch. Once again.
Brooms are OP. The flight is very powerful.
Indeed.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what? We don't even need to do this, because you guys can move on after this, so it's not going to really matter if you're depleted of spells. So, kind of describe to me what happens. How does everybody contribute to taking these guys out as Tizira comes up with that brilliant plan?
Fireball.
Okay.
I can throw rocks. It's about as much as I can really do.
I'm so sorry. I need you all to appreciate I say fireball and my husband starts dancing.
Do, 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 do. Not a DMCA strike.
Thank you. Next, I assume you're using some Eldritch Blasts.
I'll just Hunger of Hadar them all.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's the thing.
Hell yeah. What does that look like? You've never cast that before.
Just icky black tentacles all over them.
That's gross. So as they get kind of burned by the fireball, Tizira pulling their attention, slinging a few spells and fire bolts down on top of them. Mipit is bringing you rocks, Komori, but she's really small, so it's not very helpful at all.
It's fine.
But she's trying. She's really trying.
Look, we're both doing our best in this situation.
And after a couple of fireballs and Eldritch Blasts, the huge tentacles just come up and begin to wrap down one, over and over and pull them back down into the ground, as you guys have outsmarted these bone creatures, and we are all good. You are now back to the area by yourself, and it seems that you have the area to yourself.
Whew.
Oh, that worked out.
Uh-huh. Let's take a rest.
That's fair. I could not do as much as I would have liked to there.
I mean, they were flying. Well, Zari was flying.
Well,
Yeah.
you all have the magic stuff. I don't have any of that.
Well,
Fair.
when you do smack, you do hit very hard. So,
Yes.
And if we get caught in an anti-magic field, we're fucked.
this is true.
Awesome.
Let's not think about that though. It will make me go insane.
No, I think
Fair.
about that quite often.
I mean,
I-
shouldn't that mean that you should kind of plan ahead for that kind of thing?
That's why I've
Ignorance
asked.
is bliss.
Ravasi, what did you say again?
He said, ignorance is bliss.
Okay. And Tizira, what were you
What's the
saying
weird
at
bad?
kind of the same time?
That's why I have acid.
Well, anyway, dreariness aside, good job, everyone. That was a very interesting spell, the tentacly pulley arm.
Thanks.
That's all you get.
So, alright, do we need to keep moving? Do we need to stay around here? What else do we need to do?
Well, I mean, if we're all done here, then I would think we might as well keep moving.
Is it just me, or does this seem like it's going relatively easier than I expected?
Oh, don't jinx that. Come on.
I'm not jinxing it. In fact, I feel like me jinxing it would be like, wow, this is so easy. This is me giving suspicion.
I get what you mean. It is going pretty swimmingly.
Well, anyway, I'm sure it's fine. And he's looking right at Komori, just like, now I'm jinxing it.
I'm gonna give him a noogie for that.
Oh, shit! My hair!
Nope. Nope. That's what you get for jinxing it.
No! Get off! Next!
Who are you impressing?
What am I gonna do?
How?
Man up.
I am not wanting any attempt to get out of this noogie grapple with my forehead.
He's got an extra. He used fireball, so technically he does not have a extra spell slot. So, because he was just gonna cast Misty Step, but fair enough.
It takes you a little bit. You try to get out, you feel Tazira's influence. You try to get out, you feel Tazira's influence.
Tazira! Piss off!
What? I'm not doing anything.
I know when you're doing fate shit!
And after a couple of minutes, Komori finally kind of releases you, and you manage to dance away.
And that's why we don't try and jinx anything.
I wasn't! I was joking!
It's like the Q word. You just don't say it.
Quaint?
Sure, we'll say it's that so you don't actually say it.
I don't even know what it is, but fair enough.
I don't either. Oh! Yes. My mother we were not allowed to say that, in front of my mother, actually.
Zari missed it. What word is it?
Quiet.
Oh, okay. Yep. You never say it's too quiet.
Huh.
All right. Well, what's the plan, folks? Are you gonna keep pushing?
Suppose so.
So, there's the possibility of going along the mountains, stopping in this village here. There's like a mining village, and then continuing to Brune as well. It's about 2 weeks, so 12 days to do that. You do have the possibility of shaving off about 2 days, but if you get lost, it's going to be a little bit more detrimental.
Checked out.
Do we need to re-up on any supplies or anything?
That's a good question. How are we looking with all that?
It has been about 2.5 weeks since you've left Ulven, and you guys didn't take a ton of supplies from them because they were obviously repairing. You have cold weather gear, but I would say you're starting to run low on food. You could push. I mean, Komori does know how to hunt. That is an opportunity. But we will start taking that into effect.
Might be good to stop by town.
What town is nearby us even?
Well, there's a little mining town kinda on the way.
You would know that it's called Fireshear. You know this area, Tazira, decently.
Gotcha. How do you spell that?
Fireshear. Literally, like it sounds.
Okay, cool beans. Easier than I thought.
Alright then.
Ooh, we should probably see what this does, and I will hold up the spear tip.
As you cast Identify on it, it seems that you were kind of picking up the remnants of magical energy, which is probably why it was really difficult for you to find. And it is mundane. It's like it has a little bit of energy, but it's not a magic item anymore.
Okie dokie. Well, looks like Foggy was right on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you set off, continuing to travel along the mountains, is there anything specific you would like to do over the next 6 days?
Not on my part.
Yeah, not on my part either, honestly. Just
We're starting to get into it.
Yeah.
We're starting to get into a good groove, yeah.
Yeah. So as the group is kind of melding, finally getting into a good groove, you're learning how to set up and break camps very easily. Everyone kind of has their job. You know to not let Tazira stay up too late. Nyx especially ends up nagging you because she only needs to, like,
give you the look.
Meditate for 4 hours and give you the look, where Ravasi doing that to you is not going to make too much of a difference. You have a decent watch schedule. Komori ends up hunting for you. Tazira's kind of the lead navigator. And with that, we are going to break this travel into 2 legs. So I'm going to have you guys roll your typical checks that you would like to make a group check to see how getting to here goes. And then once you guys have left the city, we will do another one to Barun as well. So, go ahead and roll. If you recall, you may pick a skill that you would like to roll to kind of keep the group on track and traveling correctly. As long as, Tazira, you're doing your survival check. And reminder, you can have advantage from your guys.
Beautiful.
And I will be doubling Tazira's and then adding on everybody's to see how many days this takes you.
Okay.
Oh no, Nyx. They're growing on you.
I get to stay up late.
Oh no.
I'm trying to do something different each time. I don't know. I'm trying to do something each time, DM, of like, because it's interesting and fun and yada yada yada.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I kind of want to do something maybe perhaps with like history, in the sense of like trying to like go back to my studies. Have I learned anything about like this area that would maybe be of like use for like a shortcut, like recalling maybe like some notes about the area of like wildlife or something
Absolutely.
like that.
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Nope.
Yeah, you have no clue. You're thinking about it, and you're like, I remember that one side of these mountains was easier to travel on. And you think that it's this side. Turns out, it was not. However,
Nope.
Tazira kind of knew that, considering she knows the area. And despite that, still, you guys still get an 85 as a group, which passes. and you manage to make it within 6 days, the kind of week allotted period, as you travel to Fireshear. So, as you continue for about this week, you walk along the hills of the west branch of the Forge Peaks, traveling along the line between Vitherfold, Thalor, and Rosewick. The evergreen trees begin to get more dense as you see the Forge Peaks proper begin to rise, marking your journey along them. The crisp smell of snow is in the air, but the area seems to be much more mild than the tundra, with the mountains protecting it. You come to the edge of the mountains now. The land that Thalor claims, despite the mountains technically being a dividing line, to Zyra, you would know that there's not really any border squabbles because the people of Vitherfold aren't they don't have an army. They don't really care too much. And so technically, according to legalities, the peaks themselves are divided in two, but you would know that Thalor owns all of the Underdark underneath, which probably goes into Vitherfold proper. And that they claim most of the land in the mountains, with the exception of several tribes have little outposts. And then the barbarian tribes obviously are kind of sprinkled throughout. So, fun little facts about borders here. But,
Beautiful.
This lesser known mining town is named Fireshear. It's on most maps, known to be home of 3 allied merchant mining companies from Thalor. Approaching it, you see a decent-sized settlement made up of squat stone structures that resemble igloos. Their domes are good at supporting the weight of snow and deflecting the cold wind. You see ramps that are carved into the cliffs leading up to the mines, and a good-sized river flows throughout the settlement. However, as you are approaching, kind of taking a look at all of these different buildings, you do notice that there's kind of a road that you catch that comes in between the mountain pass here. It seems, oddly enough, like this area is empty. And as you're walking through the town, it is quiet and barren.
Hate that.
Oh. I am going to ritual cast detect magic. Let me roll my portents, because this is freaky.
Yeah, so you guys have obviously long rested. It's been 6 days. So.
Decent portents. Not great, not terrible.
So you're kind of taking some time to cast detect magic. This is a large town. As you begin to weave through these buildings, are you following along the main road, or how are you approaching?
Maybe we shouldn't follow along the main road. Maybe there's something bad.
Yeah. Some side roads might be good. That's smart.
Okay, you loop around and you kind of come in through the side. And go ahead and roll me I'll take perception checks from everybody as you guys are kind of approaching from the side and weaving through some of these buildings as you come close.
Ooh.
That's great.
Yeah, not good at all.
You rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Next, would you like to roll? Okay.
Nope.
2-2.
We're all just kind of a little too
You're a little
cautious.
too cautious and on edge, and you're more focused on quieting your footsteps than you are looking around you. As you weave through and kind of get more towards the center of town, it's odd in that, it's kind of built at the bottom of the mountain, and then it begins to go up the mountain, and you continue to, climb up these different, hatchback road ramps. And every, turn, there's, a little offshoot that has a couple of these igloo houses. And it seems that even, places of businesses are built this way. and they all seem absolutely quiet. You kind of peek your head in one that's the doors open and there's nothing in there. It looks like whoever was there left in a hurry. And you continue to go up a little bit, looking for somebody or something. And it takes you a while before you begin to hear, you feel before you hear just a shaking, the ground trembling of large footsteps. You know.
Oh.
Luckily, you were able to, they're not trying to be quiet, so you were able to hear them before they see you, but it seems that there are giants in this town. What would you like to do?
Let's get out of sight.
Right.
Okay, you tuck behind some houses. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
I'm so good at these.
I can bardic. Ooh, I got 20. I'm gonna bardic info
Oh no.
to Zyra.
God, thank you. Woo, 14.
I technically can only do one, but politely, Komori has a better chance of surviving being caught.
Fair. I can't even argue that. That's the worst part.
So what happens is you guys like feel it, and Ravasi, Nyx kind of instinctually ducks to the left, and Tazira's kind of standing in the open as Komori ducks to the right, and Ravasi, you see her like floundering in the middle of the road, and you grab her by the back of the like robes and tug her with you towards Nyx. So Komori's kind of off on the other side by herself. And you begin to hear and feel these footsteps approaching. Nyx, you understand what they are saying as they come and kind of get closer. One of them kind of is grumbling a little bit and says, hate being cleanup crew. Too bad the others left already with the Vaughn and Dodd. And then the other one goes, it's okay, man. Like, we got to, clean up a little bit, make sure all of the small folk, and he, like, snickers a little bit, we're taken care of. And one of the other guys goes, hey, I wish, don't you wish we were kind of a little bit better that we could go raid Calterm with the other crew? And, the second guy kind of smacks him and goes, nah, man, they're more intelligence, remember? They have the others to do their dirty work. The small folk that they're have in their pockets. After all, sneaking in and stealing the Majira is not something that a giant can do without getting caught. And they begin to continue to walk down the road, towards you. Is there anything, are you planning on hiding? You see two fire giants come around the corner and into view. Are you planning on
Are they
hiding?
just two?
Yep, just two.
Oh, I'll just enemies abound one.
As one does.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
With an intelligence save.
Yep, that is an intelligence save. Hold
If
on.
they rebarbs them.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, I have also hear the silvery barbs, if needed.
I rolled a 2.
Hell yeah!
As far as I'm aware, they only see one target.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
And
you are aware, let me just double check something.
I'm gonna look at Komori and go, hide!
Yep, I will use that distraction to try and hide again.
Okay, yeah. I will allow you to use the distraction to kind of hide again.
Do you need another stealth roll?
Yep, I'll take another stealth roll.
Can I
Did it do
roll
the-
guidance through Mythos?
Damn it.
Can you roll what?
Guidance through Mythos since it's a touch spell?
Sure, I will allow Mifit to have been with Komori. It makes sense because you were kind of going that way.
Oh, it's a 10. It's better than your 9.
Okay.
But at what cost?
Luckily, they seem to be pretty intent on their conversation. I rolled very poorly on perception. And then as this kind of fiery energy lights up one of their eyes, turning from the typical red fiery to purple, you see one of them turns on him and just lifts his giant greatsword and starts smacking into the other one. Let me just do some... I'm gonna keep track of this because you guys have the potentiality of going into combat here, so I feel like this is we might need to do a play-by-play here. Let me just get this ready to go. Are these giants huge? Yeah, they're huge. Actually, do you guys want to witness this? Do you want to see what happens?
Of course.
Yeah.
And we might as well roll us some initiatives here. I did not put the houses on this map, so we will just have to pretend, but there are houses on this map. There was no way to make them in Dungeon Alchemist, so I apologize.
As it goes. As it goes.
It's fine.
So you guys are down a little bit. These two kind of down here. I would say a couple of you are over here. And Komori, you're maybe behind a house over here. We'll say there's one house. There's like a couple houses. Why did you not circle? Here and here. Oh, Nyx, you're down at the bottom one with Zyra.
Over here.
Somewhere like right here?
Sure. And these two guys are here. This is the one that is now enemies abounded. And we are going to play this out. He turns and he smacks into his other one. Missing the first one, or catching him by surprise for the first attack. As it cleaves into his shoulder, and the other dude catches the greatsword with his hand, as he misses the second attack, goes, "Dude, what's up? What's wrong with you?" What's the wording on this? Is it when they take damage?
Yeah, when he takes damage.
Okay, I think this first one, he would just straight up punch him. So I'll just roll a strength check. Yeah, and misses, as he, like, swings wildly trying to punch this guy with his one hand. His other hand is kind of holding the greatsword. And so it is now Mr. Enemy Abounded again, and he swings twice again. Ooh, natty one. But rolls 34 slashing damage on his second hit. As he cleaves into him again, and he goes, "Dude, is something wrong?" And he begins to look around. The fire giants aren't, like, super smart, but they're not dumb. So, he's starting to kind of look around, but doesn't quite see anything. And now he will take his sword out and cleave into the other guy. Doing 29 so it's on each time he takes damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so an intelligence saving throw. I'm gonna move this over here so I can kind of see it a little bit better. Intelligence save, let's see. That is a nat 1 on the first time he took damage. He takes another 30 slashing damage, and that is a 7. I'm rolling poorly. Okay. He's gonna go again. And he hits on the 2. This guy seems to be, like, not willing to leave his friend. And he's kind of, like, panting a little bit as he's not doing well, and he drops to a knee. And he goes, "Man, I'm gonna just run away. What is with you?" And he kind of takes his greatsword and sweeps through the feet and comes back up, kind of hacking into his thigh. Both times hitting. Let's see if he saves. What's your DC?
A 16.
Okay, he did on the second one. It was an 11 and a 16. Okay.
We're like, fuck these guys.
Okay, let me re-roll it. That's a 14. Okay, this guy is... Yeah. I'm gonna roll just a intelligence... I'm gonna have somebody roll me a d20. On a odd, he is going to essentially hold down, hoping he can knock his friend out before he gets killed. And on a success, he is going to, or an even, he's going to flee. So he is going to flee. So yeah, he just goes, dude, I don't get what's going on. And he takes off, fleeing.
I love the fact he's a bro. That's amazing to me.
Thank you. My notes were just fire giant bros. Oh.
Perfect no notes.
Yep. This one is obviously going to pursue, but if he's dashing, he's unable to do any damage. So they are essentially going to be, what does the wording say? Does the wording say that he needs to, like, attack, or?
I think he just attacks, yeah.
Okay, so he will pursue 30 feet and then yeet a rock. And misses.
Yeah, as long as he's in range, he has to attack.
Okay.
And that enemy should have provoked an opportunity attack.
Okay, I will do an opportunity attack. Oh no, this guy, it's a good thing he fled. He's on 15 HP. This guy's like screaming now. You're traumatizing this poor giant. As he runs another 60 feet. This guy runs 30 feet. He is just within range of his rock attack. Misses again. Runs...
Change that into an 11.
Oh, oh no! With his plus 11, that's a 22. As he beams this guy in the head, and this fire giant, his neck snaps and his head kind of cracks open.
When he dies, I will drop concentration so that the other fire giant sees what he has done.
Let's
Oh
go!
my
Trauma!
goodness.
Trauma!
We're terrible. We're going
Yeah.
off.
This guy drops to his knees, and he goes, no! No! And he starts crying, and sobbing.
If he's crying and sobbing, can I go up and give him 2 whacks quietly?
Go ahead and roll another
Are we
stealth.
the bad guys?
Go ahead and roll
They
me...
literally murdered an entire city.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
24.
I do.
Yeah.
I do not feel bad.
He does not hear you coming. As he's sobbing, you can attack with advantage for the first attack.
Very good. 23.
Hits.
It is 10 damage
Okay.
and a 14.
Misses. As this guy feels like the attack come through, and then he swings his arm back around, he stands to his legs, and he looks at you and he goes, You small folk, was this you? Did you make me kill him? And he's like crying. Did you make me kill Zondar?
I'll do the only responsible thing and flip him off and use my bonus action to Misty Step away.
Can I, when he's doing this, can I cast an Eldritch Blast at him?
I think, if you would have had it readied, I think, yeah, you would have had time to have it readied. I'll allow you.
Okay. That's fine.
This is
Alrighty.
the only other action I will allow, though.
So I get
Because-
2 of these.
Because, Zari, you were focused on changing that, and yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So first one's a 23 for 16.
Okay. Hefty, go ahead and roll your other one.
20
Okay.
for an 11.
Okay.
Guys.
He is still standing, but he's not looking great. Go ahead
Yeah, but-
and roll the rest of your initiatives, because he is going to attack you.
Oh my god, we're terrible people.
A little bit, but honestly, it was a really smart tactic.
I was gonna say, they literally were murdering people. Ravasi does not feel bad or guilty.
Nyx also does not feel bad.
I mean, honestly, fair. They were murdering people.
Yeah, but that's still really fucked up.
A little bit.
Should have seen what they did to me.
This is true. She does specifically have a vendetta against fire giants.
That is true.
Okay, and then let me just check one other thing. Okay. So, with that, top of the round as this fire giant turns to look at you all. Ravasi, what are you doing?
You know what I'm doing. I'm doing more Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, he rolled such a bad initiative. That just hits.
For 10.
Okay. He's still standing,
And
but he
then-
drops to a knee.
The second one, how about a natty 20?
Nice.
For 17.
Okay, you guys managed to do just enough damage. How do you want to kill him?
Because it was like such quick succession, he was like ready for him to potentially attack.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the 2 black, and then he swings his other hand around with the fan, and with the flourish, 2 more, black and gold and red streak out, and just smash directly into his neck.
Oh, beautiful. You hear a loud caw come from the mountain. Just as you kind of finish that, you watch as a griffin, a very large griffin, comes swooping down, as a woman, kind of not understanding, but a dwarf on the griffin's back fires a crossbow bolt. That does hit him, but, like, he's already kind of dead at that point. And she goes, oh, well, fuck. Good. Great job, guys. As you see a griffin with a red-headed dwarf fly in, was about to swing in to attack you. Or not to attack you, to assist you. She lands and goes, is he dead?
Lady,
Like
they're
it.
always dead when we get a hold of them.
Typically.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that. Very happy indeed. Do you have any strength with you? The fire giants trapped a lot of the civilians in the mines.
Oh.
That's exactly what old Tazira's for.
She turns and looks at you, Kamori, and goes, good. Well, Tazira...
No, that's Komori.
Oh.
And I point to Tazira.
She looks incredulous.
I am looking very also incredulous, but myself. I'm good with magic, not with lifting things.
Yeah, but Komori does whatever Tazira says, so.
You're muted,
do?
honey. Mark that off on your bingo cards, folks.
Y'all are lucky that is not the free space like I suggested. Anyway, well, I wouldn't even put it like that. Just, if anything, I've just been trying to help more.
Quickly,
all the times we've been needing to
I
take
don't
out the-
care.
Alright,
I
come
don't
on.
give a fuck. Let's move.
Let's go.
This way. And you all here, I'll do just like a quick little zoom in on her. Why can I not select her token? Did I move it to the map layer accidentally? I
Oh my
did
gosh,
move it to the map layer. So
I understand your pain.
this is her. She is a red-headed shield dwarf that has a shield on her back. She carries a dark crossbow bow.
Yo, we got fire
Then you
giant
got the
bros and we
bros.
got cross bros.
Yep, indeed.
Hell yeah, brother.
And she kind of like pats her griffin on the side and just kind of mutters a little bit and goes, Screecher, come on, let's show them. And she takes off into the air as you guys continue to or run after her up the hill. She's moving quickly. Seems to be in a bit of a rush. As you guys kind of get to what seem to be a whole bunch of mine entrances, and she goes, there's one here, there's one a bit up there, that I know that there's some people near, and then there's one a bit up, like, another 100 feet up the hatchback, so we need to try to clear these as soon as possible. Luckily, I think that most of the civilians should be alive as long as they are surviving in there. The fire giants kind of lined them up and filed them in.
Oh.
Left them to starve.
Yep, let's get to work then.
Okay. For the sake of things, it takes you a few hours. During that time, you learn that this dwarf's name is Dashara. Dashara. Yeah, I said that right. I was like, hold on.
How you
Eh,
spell that?
There it is.
Thank
And her griffin's name is Screecher. You also learn that she kind of lives away from the town, and she has like a whole little her own stronghold up further in the mountains where she raises griffins. And the town kind of is very grateful to her, very grateful to you. You see several are injured and not doing well as they begin to file out, but the townspeople had enough supplies in the mines to take care of it. But if they had been stuck in there for longer than a couple of days, they probably would have starved and died. So a very brutal, dark fate.
Woof.
You learn as they file out that a whole pauldron of fire giants had come, so roughly about 12 to 13, that they had come looking for an item. They had gone into the mines and excavated the item, and then sealed all the people inside, and these two were charged with closing up the entrance. They managed to all escape. There's a couple of deaths, but it seems that they had kind of died during the scuffle, not during being trapped in the mines. As they make their way back down to their homes, it's a very somber tone in this town, and Dashara kind of comes to you and says, normally there'd be an inn that people passing through can be put up at, but I think with the tone of the town, it would be best if you spent the night at my space, my stronghold, as a thanks. I was trying to figure out a way to set an avalanche on top of them to kill them, or wait for them to leave so that I could attempt to get my mercenaries to come down and help me clear out the area, but to be honest with you, I don't know that they would have been much help. So
You have mercenaries?
Yeah, they have to watch the griffins.
Oh.
Just hired them a couple weeks back. It's a bit of a climb, but you are welcome, and then in the morning, I'm sure whatever supplies you need, you can purchase. And I assume there'll be a hefty discount as a thanks for the giants. Although, I don't know if the giants had any items on them that you might want to go get before, you know,
That might be good.
spoils of the kill and all.
Just kind of shrug.
I mean, who's to really say if they had anything worth it?
Who says they had anything not worth it?
I'll go with you to Zyra.
Okay. You guys head back and... Hold on. I don't actually have the link for this one. I did not pull it aside, so I'm going to grab that quickly. But you guys head back and kind of begin rifling through the giant's pockets. They have about the equivalent of 100 silver, 150 silver, we'll say.
Mhm.
As well as a potion of animal friendship. And
Gotcha.
an interesting looking rod that glows with magic. That as you're kind of walking back up, I assume you cast Identify on it. And
Absolutely.
you see this magic item. I will drop the potion of animal friendship. You kind of come up on the group as you finish casting Identify, and it's a very long adamantine rod. It's about 4 feet long, and it's heavy. It takes both you and Nyx to kind of carry this thing. And then you pass it off to Komori as soon as you can.
Well, Good to have, at least. This seems quite interesting. It's always nice to have a locate object on command.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Those giants totally said they located some Dodd.
Would this be... Wait, this is a Von and Dodd rod.
Yeah. I'm sure they found a piece of it here is what they came for.
Oh.
So your task is to figure out what the Von and Dodd is, Tazira.
Got it. And I will start flipping through my pages and start a new one.
I will say for the sake of things, you haven't heard Fire Giant Duke Zalto. Nix, that was a name that you heard them talk about.
The Duke Zalto's the name I heard them talk about?
Yup.
Yeah. Okay. I don't care about that guy. I care about the Von and Dodd.
So, Dashara kind of tells you that they seem to have excavated an item, and then they left. It was like a large item. And if you, Nix, and Ravasi recall, the fire giants down in Tristag were also, like, trying to excavate something.
Yeah. So what's so important that keeps getting buried?
Obviously the Von and Dodd, Ravasi. Keep up.
Yeah, but we don't know what that really is now, do we?
We will in a short while after Tazira figures it out.
Gonna look over at Tazira.
Von and Dodd construct. Von and Dodd. I will figure it out. Part of a Von and Dodd construct. Wild.
I don't know, have I heard anything about this DM?
Anybody who would like to can roll a history check.
Absolutely. I love
I
this
mean,
text.
I highly doubt I will,
Myself.
but fuck it.
Yeah, there's a couple places you could have heard of it.
What?
That one, baby. Yeah, let's go.
It is not rolling. Ah! One moment.
Oh no.
Oh, no!
All of the possibilities.
All of the possibilities are flooding my brain at once. 20.
Okay. So, Ravasi, you have no fucking clue. Nix, even with your proximity to the fire giants years back, there was no one discussing this. Kamori, you've heard of Vonindod before as like a story that had been told, but you remember absolutely nothing about it. You just know that you've heard the name before. Tazira, with a 20, you don't know exactly what the Vonindod is. You've maybe heard of it once before, but something kind of brings to mind, especially when it says construct, which you're not actually sure what a construct is. Just a little bit of meta knowledge. This world has not developed enough to have like gunpowder or any sort of constructs quite yet. So the main people here do not have access to that. But something that Tobias kind of talked to you about extraplanar theory when you guys were studying, maybe this was talked about in one of your classes as well. You've heard stories of when Ilumelan was created, that it kind of merged with a bunch of other planes. And the planes circle around it now, and they came from the old world that was kind of like the main world, the main material plane, so to speak, in this system, which it's pretty common knowledge that the Feywild was like attached to that old world and is now attached to this one. And with that transfer, several of the places from the old world kind of merged in with Ilumelan. One of the places being the crypt garden that you kind of went through. And you also would know that that's actually how the giants got brought to this land. Tobias talked about it quite a few times. And he was very annoyed that the dragons did not also get brought to this land, and that he was kind of mentally tasked with like handling that situation. So you would assume that with a word like construct, which you've seen in his books before, that this item, creature, you're not quite sure, is likely sprinkled throughout Ilumelan and having been brought over from a different plane. Probably wherever the giants were last.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that is our lore drop for the night.
I love lore. I love lore.
So as you guys climb up to Dashara's kind of stronghold, I think this is a great place to take a bit of a break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, and then we will continue on with our session. Alrighty, and we are back, everybody, from break. I hope you had a great one. So we are now following Deshara and her griffin screecher kind of up the hatchback pathway, climbing up to what appears to be a stronghold kind of set into the side of the mountain. It is another one of these types of dome-like buildings, but this one has a tower behind it that seems to have a aviary for the griffins. She mentions that she is working on hatching them. And she kind of says, it's going to be a little tight. I only have 2 open rooms right now. The mercenaries are currently staying in the bunk room. But I'm glad that they were here. But you guys obviously are a little bit, you know. Sometimes mercenaries are hard to work with. You have to bribe them to do every little bit. And she kind of like grins.
That should be on the bingo board. Zari has a character grin.
Wow, okay. Sorry, I have friendly characters.
She's out of line, but she's right.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm gonna get Screecher settled back in, and check in to make sure everybody's okay after the excitement, and then I'll be down to kind of get some dinner pulled together. I'm actually a pretty competent chef. But feel free to head on in, maybe introduce yourselves, and I'll be down shortly. And she, like, takes off for the tower.
Thank you, Deshara.
Mm-hmm.
She waves.
Thank you.
What are you guys doing?
There's 2 rooms, you said?
Yep.
How many beds?
She has it set up for guests, so, like, there's enough for 2 beds.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Cool.
only one bed you. Yet.
Oh, but DM, it's funny.
It's funny, but it would cost.
Okay. Are you guys
Beds.
heading in? Are you standing outside?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go.
How many mercenaries does she have here?
She said she had 4.
Beautiful. I'm going dissertation mode once I'm set up, but I'm gonna offer them each 2 silver for a full interview about where they're from and their thoughts.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So as you guys kind of walk in, you see hanging around, this is kind of like a larger living room. There's a kitchen off in the corner, very open concept. And then there's a hallway that kind of leads to the back. And it looks like this building, the main area is kind of this dome, and that it goes back into the mountain. And so it seems like the bedrooms are kind of back into the mountain, and and then you see a spiral staircase off to the side that likely leads up to the aviary. They seem to kind of be lounging. There's a human woman who's kind of dusty brown hair, very beautiful, very sharp brown eyes, and she has her hair tucked back in a neat braid. A half-elven man with very dark skin. His black hair kind of swooped back in a pompadour, and just taking a one look at him, this is a smarmy motherfucker. You see a kind of nondescript human man in the background. He looks a little bit more shifty. He always has his eyes on like, as you walk in, he kind of reaches a bit for something on his side and then, like, settles back in, and he's watching you warily. And then you also see a water genasi woman, who kind of just has her boots hooked up on the table and is, like, not really paying attention to you guys as you walk in. And the half-elven man kind of walks over and he goes, hello, it's so lovely to make your acquaintance. There was a bit of a kerfuffle down there, I heard. And Ravasi, as you're kind of looking at him, there's something prickling in the back of your mind. Will you just go ahead and roll me, we'll do a history check to see what you recall. It's a pretty low DC. Okay, you rolled stupidly well. You know who this man is. You've seen him before.
Uh-oh.
You've seen him at your manor several times. His name is Zolkin, Xolkin. And he was associated with a group of mercenaries that your mother sometimes associated with to... You weren't sure if it was to get information or if it was to, like, get goods or something, but he came through several times.
And you said this is the smarmy human man?
Half-elf.
Half-elf, excuse me.
Yes. And he kind of, like, swoops in, and he's, like, shaking each one of your hands. And he goes, "My name's Zolkin. It's so lovely to make your acquaintance. Do tell, what was the stuff happening down there? We kind of stayed up here a little bit because, you know, that's not our business. We're not paid for that, but I am curious."
Fire giants were about to starve an entire town of people.
Oh. Now, that is, horrible.
Yeah, some things don't always need payment, and I'll give him just a slight smile.
Oh, don't you worry, my dear. Don't you give me that look. We would have definitely gone down and helped.
I'm gonna.
You literally just said you wouldn't have if you weren't paid for it. Like, you literally just said that, bub.
Oh, no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying we weren't paid to investigate or defend the town. But if the town...
Yeah, so you wouldn't have done it.
I would have gone and helped.
Then why didn't you?
Because we were told to stay here.
By the lady who went down to save the town? I just don't
Yes.
believe you, Buster.
You have every right to not believe me, and that's okay. And he kind of like he doesn't touch you, but he does like the little nose boop symbol. To Zyra, this guy's hard to read. He's very hard to read, but you get like he speaks in half truths and half lies. He probably would have helped eventually.
Well, your employer has let us stay the night, so I suppose we will be cohabitating for a bit.
Oh, goody! We can have a little party. And you look very familiar. And he, like, comes up and is shaking your hand, Ravasi.
People often say that. I am quite, beautiful. Anyway, you're the leader of this mercenary group, I presume?
I wouldn't call me that. And he kind of looks back at the woman behind him, the human woman, and she rolls her eyes a little and goes, "Technically, Zolkin, you are the leader." He goes, "I am the leader, but I always, you know, when you have to listen sometimes. A great leader always listens."
Oh, I'm definitely stroking this man's ego as much as possible.
Look, if you really want to do that, I might have to go stroking something else.
Hey, I will do what's necessary.
Knock on the
So
door.
speaketh the twink.
But where have I seen you before?
I don't think I would know, unfortunately. I will happily roll deception check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
24.
Okay. Yeah, he squints at you and he goes, "Must just have one of those faces." And he kind of grins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. They would know. I'm looking at my group, just kind of, like, smirking. He's trying to, like, deflect just as much as possible.
Indeed. If I pick up on that, Zari will go, "You know, I am on a quest of my own, if any of you would be willing to help me."
Oh, absolutely. What is your quest?
Well, I myself am working on a dissertation, divination and its unforeseen consequences, or divination and diplomacy, and I am looking for viewpoints from all around our great world, and I would love to pick your brain.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Unfortunately, my time does come with a cost.
How does 2 silver sound?
I'll give you 20 minutes.
Sounds good. I can ask a lot of questions in 20 minutes. Can you keep up?
Oh, honey, of course I can keep up. And he'll, like, kind of bow over your hand for a second. You're like, when the fuck did he get my hand?
Alrighty. Interview time.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go sit in the corner.
Okay, sounds good. Tazira, you start with Zolkin. Go ahead and just roll me, tell me what kind of questions you are asking.
So I am trying to get a sense of what his background is, what are his values, where is he traveling most often, and what sort of conflicts does he tend to see as a mercenary?
Okay, and then go ahead and roll me a perception check and an insight check.
Gotcha. See, and insight.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we will
almost.
take the 16 perception and the 18 insight. So with a 16 perception, you're kind of like picking up on his clothes. He seems to have a little bit of like, he has decent gear, like really decent gear. And you're kind of picking up on the fact that he keeps things relatively clean, but you can't quite place the fashion or where things are from. With his conversation with you, he would tell you that he travels all over the world, all over Ilumelan, that he's been in Southstone for quite a few years, that he kind of came up here and they've been going through the Binate Spirum, which is, there's a twin cities that are kind of on the river in Thalor, but he is from and spent most of his time, in Maria, specifically. But he's traveled, like, all over the world. You get that his values are, with the 18 insight, that he works for whoever pays him. And he kind of does one of those things where he's like, but of course I help when needed type thing, but you're not quite sure. You're pretty sure, like, money pays more than his morals. And then what was your other question you were asking?
What sort of conflicts does he tend to see as a mercenary, particularly again between like larger groups?
So he tells you that quite a few years ago, the war between Maria and Iga, he was not necessarily a part of, but that he witnessed quite a bit of that, and it's because of that that he ended up going south through Menominee, and kind of coming up Southstone and doing mercenary work in Southstone. And so he, like, essentially escaped because he did not want to have to deal with that. And that...
I guess
in general, he's like, I don't do conflict, dear. I tend to avoid it. I'm paid. I am not... I fight, but I don't, you know, line up in battle and fight. But the biggest conflict I've seen, especially up in this area, as well as it was kind of prevalent in Southstone, is the Rising Giants.
From what you've seen, what do you think they're after?
Oh, I think it varies. I think it depends on the type of giant, but to be honest with you, I don't pay too much attention. I tend to just avoid them.
Honestly, pretty smart. They hurt.
Thank you. He, like, smiles. Okay.
Right.
With that, that's kind of the general information. He's pretty slippery, so it's kind of hard to get much more than that. What are the rest of you guys doing? So, Ravasi, you said you were settling down into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Nick,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Trying not to make a big splash for once.
Okay. The man kind of is watching you a bit, and after you kind of settle down and, like, don't move for a bit, he kind of, like, moves on and he's, like, watching the other ones. But yeah, otherwise they're not really interacting with you. Nyx, are you doing anything?
No, not specifically.
Okay. Kamori?
Not entirely, though it's like she did have an interest in maybe checking out the griffins, oddly enough. Just because she's not really used to seeing them.
Yeah, sure. So after a couple of minutes, you kind of just like get a little antsy, especially, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so you walk up the stairs, and you kind of see that the first level is a storeroom. So there's a whole bunch of griffin feed and hay and things like that, as well as it looks like there's like a small, not pantry, but like extra supplies. You assume the pantry's probably down below and in the cave. But you continue up, and you hear chirping, as well as you hear Deshara is kind of cooing and talking to creatures. And you walk up the stairs and kind of turn around, and one of the griffins kind of like chirps at you. You see that there are roughly, hold on, let me tell you exactly how many, because I think this is so cute. This was actually in the book, like the little griffinry. I think it was adorable.
Oh.
Yeah. So there are roughly where did it go? There are roughly like 10-ish griffins, as well as you see a couple of eggs that they seem to be watching, but no babies, unfortunately.
Oh. Shame. And she's gonna give them enough space and everything. She was just more curious and just wanted to check them out. Plus, with all the smarminess, she needed some air.
Totally fair. Deshara kind of just like looks at you, nods, and goes back to grooming. You see that Screecher seems to be the biggest of the bunch. That was the one that she was riding, and he's kind of off in the corner eating food, and she seems to be grooming some of the other ones. One of the griffins like walks over to you and just starts munching on your hair, like just slobbering all over it.
Love it. Though it's gonna be like, all right, no, that's not something to eat.
And
It's a part of me.
It's just coming over and like slobbering, and like has your hair in its beak.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get my hair out of its beak and just be like, Deshara, do you have anything I might be able to feed this one, other than my hair?
She kind of points over, and you see there's some hay that's kind of in one of their feed boxes.
And I will very gladly offer the hay as a substitute for my hair.
Okay. It begins to kind
It's not
of...
that she hates it, but it's just like, all right, look, this is gonna go one of two ways, and it's not gonna be that fun.
So you kind of begin to, feed it, and she goes, that one is, silver fluff. And you look down and you see that it has, like, some gray fluff underneath.
That's such a precious name. DM, thank you
Does
very
make
much.
sense.
You are welcome. You seem to be very good with animals. Are you part of the Emerald Enclave by any chance? Oh, shoot. They're not called the Emerald Enclave in my world. I forgot what I renamed them.
Nope.
It was the group that you were interacting with in Orsted. Hold on. What did I name them?
Because I don't believe I had actual ties to them.
No,
I
you
don't
didn't.
remember.
You don't.
Oh.
But you knew of them. Oh god, what did I call them? I don't remember what I called them. I'll find the name later to remind you. But,
We'll get the wreck on. It's fine. No, I can't say I am, though I am familiar with them a bit.
Well, I'm a little bit of an outpost out here, but I've been interacting with them. Consider myself a part. I worship Reren. if the animals weren't obvious.
There's a lot of times where I feel more at peace with the animals than I do people.
Understandable. The Verdant Circle. That's what I named them.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Well, I get that. Me as well. And then she kind of just goes back to her duties. Does not seem to want to, like, you guys had a conversation about not wanting to talk to people. So-
Yup, no, that is fair. That is just how Kamoria likes it, and she will actually help start to, like, groom Silver Fluff.
Yeah, she gives you some directions, and helps you kind of help finish grooming. You learn that 2 of their other names are Ghost Bill and Floyd.
Did you actually name them?
There was a generator, and I picked the ones that I liked.
It's just because it's like, oh yes, we have 2 very fantasy names, and then fucking Floyd.
I liked that one the best.
Floyd is fantastic. I ain't judging.
I must have Floyd at the party. This is Sly talking.
There was one named Palace, and I was like, that's gonna be turned into a penis joke, so we will not be using that
Aw.
name.
Aw,
It's like
DM, you know us so well.
it's like Pallas.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah, no, that's one letter. That's one letter.
Yep.
Too
Yeah,
slow.
Yep.
that's 1H.
Yep. So luckily, if you're a DM, luckily you understand the players turning everything into a joke. Fortunately, my brain is just as dirty as my players.
If not more so.
Yep.
DM, you understand us.
Yes,
Of
I
course
do.
I'm gonna make the penis joke.
As you should.
But I am the penis joke. I don't know how.
Okay. Anyway, so you spend a lovely time. Let's flash back down to Tazira. You finish your literally right at 20 minutes. He like stops talking. He's like, "Would you like more time?" And he like puts a hand out.
I've gotten what I need, but thank you very much.
Of course, dear. I'm gonna go play host and get some stuff set up. And he like goes and he disappears into a back room.
If you have tea, it would be fantastic.
Oh, where's the fun in tea? But you hear him like shuffling around a little bit more. Okay. Are you approaching any of the other people?
Oh, absolutely. Systematically.
Okay, who would you like to approach first?
You know what? Let's go for the brunette human. She seems on the level.
You kind of sit down across from her and she looks at you. She seems to be reading a book.
Hi there, my dear. My name's Tazira. You are? And I will hold out my hand.
Kella.
Nice to meet you, Kala. Would you mind if I took a moment of your time?
I guess.
It's much the same of what I asked your compatriot over there. I am also willing to compensate you financially. Of course, money is time, time is money, as one says.
Thank you for understanding. And she like kind of motions for to see what the compensation is.
Yep, I will place the 2 silver into her hand.
I will give you 3 questions.
You drive a hard bargain, but I appreciate it.
Go ahead and roll me another perception check and insight check for this exchange.
Beautiful.
Holy shit.
Oh, Jesus, why does it keep doing this? 30 perception, 23 insight.
Okay. So as you are talking with Kella, it's not that you see it on her, it's that as Zolkin comes like flashing back in and he like very graciously places like a little teapot in front of you guys, and then he whips out a glass of wine or a glass and like puts it next to Kella and like presents a bottle of wine to her, full on sommelier, like opens it and pours it for her. And then as he places it down, he like tries to grab her hand and put a kiss on it, and she like pulls it away from him, like does not want to deal with it. 110% he's flirting and doting on her. But you notice as he's kind of moving around, you see that on almost the back of his belt, tucked in underneath a long cloak that kind of goes to butt level, you notice a very familiar symbol of a snake with 2 wings.
Ooh. Okay, one moment.
With 2 wings.
Well,
I'm trying to rack her brain.
so my first question will be, where are you from?
Much like Zolkin, I travel all over the world, but specifically I was born and raised in Maria.
Thank you. And how are your number connected to the Coatl pendant? At least that's what I've been calling them in my mind.
She smiles at you and leans in. Interesting. How many of those have you seen?
I've run into a few.
Well, if you're asking, then we are part of the mercenary organization. Just an exchange of information.
Frustratingly vague, but I appreciate it.
She, it's, god damn it, Sly, now you have me, like, questioning every time I say grins. She smirks at you a little bit. She's aware that she's being frustrating. And your third question?
Zari will kind of tap her quill on her chin. What failures have you seen in keeping peace in Ilumelan?
It depends on one's definition of peace and one's definition of failures. What is peaceful for one country may be not peaceful for another. I've seen multiple countries on the brink of war. I've seen one country completely caught in between it. I've also seen that country almost on the brink of civil war. And I've seen the creatures that roam Ilumelan threatening the peace. There is no peace that is a definition of peace for Ilumelan. What's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander.
Now that is a proper answer, and I will give her a smile.
She takes her goblet and kind of like cheerses you your teacup.
I will cheers.
Okay. We cut away and we watch as Zolkin saunters over to you, Ravasi, and he puts a goblet down in front of you and goes, "May I offer you some wine?"
Sure.
He pours it and kind of sits down next to you. Now, I think I know where I recognize you from. It took me a bit. Took me a few moments. But there is this manor that I often brought some information to in Southstone. I believe it was called, in the middle of Rivenwen. Am I saying that correctly?
Rivenvine.
Ah, that's right. I remember getting chewed out for saying it incorrectly by the, matron of the house.
I've heard of it before.
Interesting, because I think I've seen you there before.
He shrugs and takes a sip.
He brought you wine from Rivenben. You recognize it immediately.
Mm-hmm. What year is this? It's quite good.
It was a oh my god, I wanted to say like a 20 something because I'm like thinking like Zari wine. It's a 289 vintage.
Well then, I must go and visit. I like a good glass of wine.
You know, there's other places that serve more interesting drinks.
Oh.
If you ever happen to find yourself on the City of Lights in Maria, and he slides you a small wooden token that looks to be about the size of a coin that has a golden goose imprinted on it.
Maybe. And he'll pocket it.
He like cheerses his drink against yours. Now, I'm going to go continue to play host since our host seems to enjoy spending more time with the very cute fluffy birds, which who could blame her? And he like blusters away before you can even like finish.
He just downs the wine.
As you taste it, he was lying. This was not a 294. This was definitely like a 308.
Of course I know. Of course I know.
Of course you know.
Well, fuck.
Okay. With that, Tazira, as you interact with the other two mercenaries, the other man he refuses. He will not give you, any conversation. He kind of, like, grunts at you and just says no. The water genasi, after you pay her another 2 silver, she kind of gives you a bit of, like, she's a little standoffish, and she kind of gives you like a Ben and Maria all my life, born and raised in the City of Lights, and like I go with the flow, I go where the money leads me. That's kind of like the vibe you get from her. She doesn't seem to have much more to say in that regard.
Absolutely. What's her name?
Her name is Current.
Current? Gotcha. And would I be able to get her, the Silent Man's name from her?
She'll make you pay for it. She'll ask for another silver.
Absolutely. I will give her 3 silver.
Brogrim.
Brogrim. Thank you. Can I have, that's spelled for me?
Oh, yes. Current is spelt legit, like, water genasi name, Current. This is Brogrim. And then, did I ever send you the spelling for Zolkin?
Yes.
Okay. It's with an X.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
With that being said, Kamori and Dashara come downstairs. After a little bit, a lovely dinner of kind of like this really delicious stew is prepared, as well as various, like a super delicious bread, a very good kind of like root dandelion salad, and yeah, you all kind of eat. Is there any conversation or anything that you wish to have over dinner?
Not over dinner.
Yeah, am I able to pick up on the fact that Ravasi is not being his normal flamboyant self here? Pretty easy.
Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it because he's getting outdone by someone who's a little more gaudy?
Well, I mean, he is at some point gonna, like, kind of realize that he's not talking, but he is gonna put, like, a little bit on of a performance. But yeah, if you want an insight, I mean, at this point, you've worked with him long enough to just kind of tell that he's doing a lot of deflecting. Like, anytime things kind of, like, turn around towards him, you'll notice him, like, very expertly, like, moving the conversation towards, like, and Komori did this, or Nyx is quite good at this, or, like, what about you? How long have you been doing, like, he's very clearly deflecting things.
I'll help Ravasi any chance that the conversation lets me.
Okay. That being said, dinner comes to a close. Alcohol was flowing. It seems that Dashira, there we go, has like a good, decent store. I mean, she's a dwarf, so she gets into her cups quite a bit. Whips out a whiskey later on that is super good for any that partake. And you guys get led to
Oh yeah.
you guys get led to the 2 rooms for the evening. They seem to be pretty modest rooms. There's like a slight kind of window up on the outermost facing side as you guys are kind of into the mountain a little bit, but otherwise it's a very cozy room. There are several like furs draped around the walls, like tapestries, and various lanterns, and there's a nice decent fireplace that seems to have venting that goes all the way up out of the mountain, and there's 2 twin beds with space in it, so as you guys kind of get settled in, is there anything that you wish to do as you are settling in for the evening?
As we are like separating off to our rooms, I will connect to Ravasi's mind. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Are you bullshitting me?
When do I ever not bullshit?
That's true. Should we be worried? Because this is kind of like whenever you walk into a forest and you don't hear any birds, and you're the bird.
I don't know whether or not I should be scared or honored of that analogy.
Oh,
no,
both.
I've seen Zulkin before. He doesn't exactly, I wouldn't necessarily trust him.
If you're telling me not to trust anybody, I trust you. Which is a bit of a contradiction. Well, thank you.
Well,
Sleep well.
He kind of pauses for a second. Or trust that he's not going to be trustworthy.
I know how to file that in my brain.
Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. Good night.
Take care, Ravasi.
I do try.
Beautiful.
Anything else as you retire for the evening?
No, I'd say Komori would easily be turning in after everything at this point, especially because social interaction is draining.
I imagine that at some point, just headcanon, that Komori ends up going back up and sleeping with the griffins.
Yes.
That means Desire gets to stay awake as long as Mythos will let her.
That also assumes that, oh, I thought you were sleeping in the same room as Ravasi.
No, I assumed, well, I mean, you guys could have switched roommates if you wanted to.
It's true.
Fair.
It's up to you.
I mean, Desire has been pretty good with the non-nagging of Komori. So she's probably gonna keep to it.
Fair enough.
Mippet does let you stay up quite late. She disappears for a bit and then kind of comes back covered in hay, with a mouse, like the end of a mouse tail that she brings you.
I will put it in my component pouch.
And then she sits with you for a little bit before she starts, like, eating your hair and tugging it a bit to try to get you to go to bed.
Beautiful.
Okay, anything else, anybody?
Nope.
No.
As you rise in the morning, some of you earlier than others, there is food set out for you. Deshara is kind of up early, and she comes back soaring in on Screecher Komori as you wake up, like, all cuddled up with, the extremely cute Silver Fluff. And she kind of grins a little bit and just says, I sometimes sleep up here, too. And makes food for you in the morning. You do not see the mercenaries in the morning, until kind of the last little bit as you guys are getting your stuff together. Deshara kind of writes you a little note that she says to bring down to, she gives you directions to kind of a supply store, and writes like a little bit of a note like, hey, these are the guys who helped you out yesterday, make sure to take care of them, type thing. And Zolkin kind of comes sauntering in. He looks both hungover and exhausted, but also like a little impeccable, and it's kind of annoying. And he just kind of cheerfully says goodbye to all of you, and he goes, after our contract is up, I think we're heading towards Benate Spirum. If you have any desire, make sure to look us up while you're there.
Thank you for the offer. And he's gonna smile tightly.
He kind of like salutes at you and then heads back to the coffee pot, and continues to make coffee as you guys head out. Easily enough, you manage to head back down. You get a very, very good discount, so if everybody would want to like mark off just like a gold piece as like a, hey, we restocked, that would be phenomenal. Although I'm not like super stingy on that stuff. You guys get a phenomenal discount, but you manage to grab whatever food you need to go out the tundra. One of the miners that kind of works in the store also hooks you guys up and says, you're gonna want a bit of climbing gear if you're walking around the mountains later on.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Can't argue with that.
Absolutely. And he sets you guys up with a couple sets of climbing gear. So if whoever has the bag of holding wants to mark that down.
Yep.
Yeah, there's party inventory now. I'm so excited. We can actually put like the magic items in there and such.
Wow. I haven't played around with that. That's exciting.
It is the nice. I'm very excited for it.
Heck yeah.
So as you set out, it's kind of like midday at this point after your shopping. You kind of set out traveling north along the Forge Peaks, along the west side of them. Traveling through the tundra, it is beginning to get colder and colder as you are continuing to go. If I could get our travel checks, please and thank you. So, just a little bit of a reminder, everybody go ahead and roll me a check of how you would like to go about this. And then Tazira is leading, but if everybody else is contributing, how you would like to contribute there. So,
Just having the worst time with intimidation.
We will take that 22 survival. We have an ×2 because she is leading. The don't get lost. Her scariness is wearing off. Poor Nyx. We have Komori over here. You find quite a few. You're starting to get into like good hunting territory. So you're
Hell
finding
yeah.
quite a few
Oh my
different
gosh,
things.
I'm also sucking so badly on these checks.
That's okay. You guys, once again, have kind of like a combined score of 83, which is enough. So these next week of traveling goes relatively easy as you continue to go. About day 3, it begins to snow. Once again, you're kind of getting up into that snowy area. And you begin to venture off away from the mountains once you get towards the end here. So just a little bit of a reminder if we want to take a look back at our map. You guys are continuing along the way, and then you're going to pull away from the mountains just a little bit to get to Barun as well. So, easily enough, I'm not going to impede your travel too much longer. You guys managed to make your way to Barun as well. So this is kind of in the edge of this little forest here on the north side of Aetherfold, right in between that and the Forge Peaks. You see not... You're looking for a spirit mound, much like the other ones that you have found, but this one isn't like that. You actually, as you're kind of approaching, see not a mound, but an cavern whose ceiling is open to the sky. You see a large pine tree that is kind of marking the area. And I did not. Here, we'll display. I think I can display this. We'll have a map of it next time. But as you approach through the area, you see that there are trees all around it, and then a rope that kind of goes down in it. As you look through, you see all of it expands further from within this kind of smaller entrance that's almost triangular. And there's tents and some smoke and fires. You see a sparkling spring that's kind of bubbling up from underneath. And in the center, a sunken grove. You hear things happening as it is kind of almost midday. And it seems that whoever is habitating this well, as it is called, are up and about and moving. And as you're kind of investigating around, you see that at the top of the area, all the way down there, is what appears to be an altar, much like the other ones that you had seen before. And I think with that, this is a great place to end tonight's session. So, you've made your way all the way to Barun as well, and next time we will... see how you navigate it. I'll let you do a little bit of recon, see how you want to approach this one, because this one is populated with the Barbarians tribe. So, with that being said, if you are with us on Twitch, stick around, we'll chat for a couple minutes after. But if you are with us on YouTube, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe, let us know what your favorite part was, and we will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye!
Bye!